Whew, it is colder than polar bear. Yes, that's how cold it is. What's going on, y'all? Happy holidays. I don't know when I'm dropping this video, but nonetheless, happy holidays. And if the holidays is past by the time I drop it, then hope your holidays went well. Because right now in Chicago, it is freezing. I think today is 4 degrees. 4. So with this cold weather, this has kind of sent me down like a memory lane. And then we think about some of the trips that I've taken from being a international wedding filmmaker. You know, it feels good every time I say that. But also, fun fact, these tips can be used when filming nationally. So I got a chance to visit some beautiful places within my time filming these weddings, whether it was Mexico, Jamaica, New York. I got Washington, D.C. coming up. Like, your boy get out here. So I'm gonna give you 5 tips that will help you become better prepared when traveling. Also, we are using a LUT from Gamut today. They sent me a LUT to kind of check out. I'm not like a huge fan of LUTs because I make my own shit, you know what I mean? But I told them I'd check it out, give them some feedback and let them know what's up with it. And we are also using the Comica Vivo C wireless mic just to kind of test it out. So let me know how the audio is. But we are still using my professional NTG5 mic for backup just in case I think this audio is trash. So, you know, just want to make sure I test stuff out before I set the new reviews on it. So let's get started. The first thing I would tell you that you really want to make sure that you do when traveling for a wedding internationally is to pack light. Number one, when you're going through customs and stuff like that, they're gonna be checking your gear. So you don't want to sit there and come up with a whole arsenal because they may end up trying to charge you or may just kind of look at you with suspicion. Trust me, this has happened before. I remember one time I went to Mexico, they opened my case and I was like, it's almost like when Antonio Banderas walked in for Desperado and he opened the case, I was like, what the fuck?
It's him! What, yes, it's me.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how crazy it was. So trust me, when traveling to other countries, man, you want to pack light. And with packing light, that means not bringing extra lenses that you're not using. You need to be bringing those sliders and all that shit. Like, yo, for me, what I typically bring is the Holy Trinity. That gets me all the way through it. For those who don't know what the Holy Trinity is, at least for Tamron, it's a 17 to 28, 28 to 75, 70 to 180. Those are the only 3 lenses I use when I'm filming weddings. That's really the primary only 3 lenses I use when filming weddings, period. And I also do have like a travel case now. So, like my boy Shine, he's not too much of a big fan of it. I see the pros and cons, but like with packing light, you know, that also means like condensing your gear and like all my stuff fits. It's a travel-friendly carry-on case by Apache. Things like the Apache 1500. I'll link it somewhere down in the description below. But I usually pack all my gear in that case because they house everything I need for my drone, to my extra 2 bodies, to my lenses, batteries, audio equipment. I can put everything in that case, store it on as a carry-on, and be perfectly fine. But in the future, I'm thinking about just bringing a book bag. I would just love us to bring a book bag and that'd be it, to be real. Number 2, you wanna get there at least a day or 2 early. The reason being is because 1, you're in a whole nother place, you're not familiar with the area. And then 2, you wanna make sure that you get establishing shots to let people know like, hey, this is where this wedding took place, because this also helps build your portfolio as well. When getting there early, since you're getting establishing shots, this also gives you a time to scout the locations because this is a familiar place where you're not from this area. So you want to make sure that the areas that you are going to be taking the couples at, it fits your vibe, fits your style, fits them, it's safe. It's not like an alley and something like that. Like you actually kind of got like a lay of the land a little bit to make sure they get a great final product. Like keep in mind when you're going to film these women, keep in mind when you're going to film these weddings internationally or nationally, right? This is a portfolio piece for you. So you want to make sure that you get like a lot of established shots to show like, hey, I'm not in Chicago this time. I'm in New York, I'm in Jamaica, I'm in Mexico. Like you wanna let people know like this is where you are. And also too, if the couple is not from there, it gives them a great chance to relive that memory, right? So if we're in Jamaica, I wanna make sure I get shots of like the people, the beaches, the sand, the water, like everything to kind of repaint that imagery like, man, I'm reliving a moment. And like I'm reliving a moment that I will never forget. Now, before we move on to number 3, if you can, man, go ahead and give your boy a like. It definitely helps the channel out for all my OGs who've been rocking with me for a while now, man. Let's put we in the building. If you're not yet, you should be following me at on IG at Brookssmedia with 2 S. If you ain't at the S, you ain't spelling it right. Let's move on to number 3. Now, this is a pretty big one. It's actually very important, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, just pay attention for this one. That is checking the state that you're going to for certain drone restrictions. Like now, for me being in Chicago, I'm gonna be real with you. We got a free reign, you know what I'm saying? We let our nuts hang out here. Anything we wanna do, we can fly a drone, be perfectly fine. Now, other places, it's not so simple. Like when I remember I went to, was it Maine? They wasn't really rocking with your boy flying that drone like that, especially in DC. You might as well not bring your drone at all. Like certain places, you know, just keep that in mind. Check for drone restrictions. It's gonna save you just like a lot of headaches when traveling And it may be something that you don't even have to bring. So you know what I'm saying? So then you go back to number 1, you can pack even lighter. Now number 4, again, this is kind of touching back on number 1, but not too much, but it is to get travel-friendly cases or bags, right? Now I'm gonna be real with you, the bag that I'm using, I don't like it. It's just like a big ass duffel bag, but the thing is, it keeps all my tripods, my light stands, my lights. Like me and my boy can pack everything in that one case, and when we are traveling, we don't have to worry about one case, keeping up with one case to bring back and forth. Is it the best? No, so I'm recommending I'm not even linking that one down in the description below, but you want to get a travel-friendly case that can house your tripods and your light stands, and also buy travel-friendly stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, no, you shouldn't be bringing C-stands, trying to check C-stands, right? Get those little cheap little, like these little cheap little light stands here, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, these things are very flimsy and in garbage for the most part. But when traveling, they are very light and very easy to store. You feel what I'm saying? You don't feel that weight when you're wheeling stuff around. So get travel-friendly gear other than just your bag, but also like your camera gear as well. Trust me, it goes a long way. And I'll link some of those little garbage light stands down too. I mean, just so y'all can have them. I think they're like 20, 30 bucks. You really can't go wrong with them. But I also linked some better ones for when you at the crib. Like I got some impact stands for like 40 bucks I got from B&H. Fire. So I'll drop them in there too. Now, number 5, this actually is the most important thing that you need to know when filming a wedding nationally or internationally. Okay, this is like you can't get any better than this. Have fun. Okay, it's like I know we get caught up in our work so much, and then sometimes it's so hard to forget and we lose track of everything because we're like, oh, I gotta make sure this is right, I gotta make sure this is right. But have fun, because once you experience that place, you're actually able to put a better experience in the film, right? It's not so just stock footagey, right? So if you went out and kind of like had dinner, you went out and like kind of meet some locals, meet the people, get a feel of the town, get a feel of the area, get a feel of the neighborhood, you're able to better represent that into your films, which makes for a more authentic experience. But with that being said, man, for all my people out there who do shoot weddings nationally or internationally, man, what are some of the tips that I probably mentioned that has helped you that can kind of help this community? I'm all about community and trying to grow with each other, man, so we can just, you know, so this is so we can be a better community overall. As always, I appreciate y'all for watching. Let me know what y'all thought about the audio in this let. Comment down below, and we out. Deuces.